These American tanks from World War II have a novel bladed device attached to their front, known as Rhino devices or hedgecutters. These attachments were specialised items fitted to the M4 Sherman but also M5 Stuarts. They helped tanks break through the dense hedgerows of Normandy's so-called bocage terrain. The elevated hedgerows combined earthen banks, thick roots and heavy vegetation, making formidable obstacles. A tank company penetrating 1.5 miles would encounter on average 34 separate hedgerows, giving the German defenders natural shelter from attack, as well as the advantage of defence in depth. M4 dozer tanks could breach these natural defences, but they were few and far between in July 1944, with only about 40 in service. These simple pronged devices offered an easy solution, and were often constructed from scrap steel from German beach obstacles, enabling tanks to tear through and breach the hedgerow, cutting a path through the patchwork of fields and allowing infantry to follow. The so-called Rhino tanks started appearing during Operation Cobra, the US breakout from the Cotentin Peninsula in July 1944. There were different shapes and designs, but all the hedgerow cutters gave ordinary tanks a chance to smash through the hedges and increase their mobility. Between the 15th and 25th of July, when Operation Cobra started, over 500 Rhinos were manufactured for the 2nd Armoured Division. Credit for the invention was given to a Sergeant Curtis G. Cullin of the 102nd Cavalry Reconnaissance Squadron. Tests with the device proved very successful. All featured tusk-like structures, with Cullin's design being the most frequent. The British also attached them to their tanks, and the hedgerow cutters arguably helped the Allied forces in the Normandy campaign, even if some veterans said they hardly ever used it, as once the breakthrough began, the US forces especially stuck to the roads and the situation became so fluid that it was often not needed. Nevertheless, some tanks still sported the devices right at the end of the war, like here, showing that the tank in question was a survivor from the Normandy invasion.